Hi, gang. Welcome to Behind the Rhinestones. I am your host, Diana Dare, and here I speak to some of the stars of the burlesque and cabaret world. Please do like and subscribe and comment as I am always bringing new content to you. Today, giving off back to Ireland and speaking to a wonderful producer and multi-talented performer, it's Maiya Moo. Lovely. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, thank you for having me on. I'm very
I love
excited.
you. I'm very much enjoying your background.
This is my bedroom. I got kicked out of the living room and up to the bedroom. My living room is much nicer to look at. We've got like a gallery wall like yours in the background, just filled with like posters and random stuff. But we've got my like home bargains wallpaper instead.
I adore it. It's very much a vibe. I love it.
Thank
And it
you.
goes so nicely with your like the birds and the pink and
Blending in. I've got my little heated blanket on underneath me as well, so I'm all cozy.
very much needed. Very much needed.
And
I
then
have
the
not seen
kitchen.
you in over a year now. How have you been?
Yeah, no, that it has been over a year. I've been good, busy bees. But yeah, I'm very overwhelmed, but in a good way.
I'm not surprised because when I was like getting ready to do this interview, I always go away and I'm like, right, what does this person like? Remind myself, what does this person do? And then I was looking at yours and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, how much do you
I
do?
do a lot. I just like I can't stop myself. I get like so excited. I love producing so much. It's
Mhm.
like I actually think I might like it a little bit more than I like performing. Just I don't know. They're like level, but like I really love it. I just love putting a show together and see it like come to fruition. So once we started Sin City, I was like, oh, I want to do like this all AFAB, feminist show that I want to happen like regularly. And then that took off and that kind of almost like overtook Sin City in some ways, in terms of like we were getting corporate bookings and private bookings to do these things as well. And then we did that and I was like, well, now I want to do this and I want to do this. And then we got the blessing from Soup du Jour to take over the burlesque festival, and that's just, yeah, we've just hit the ground and kept running in terms of producing.
Side of that, like we'll get on like obviously you perform, which we'll chat about, but like yeah, you do a bit of everything. In fact, I'll just get into it because you do a bit of everything. So let's talk about it. So where will we start? Let's go back. How did you get into burlesque?
So burlesque is obviously I've been circus for like my entire life since my dad's a circus performer, but burlesque, so I always knew I was going to perform, but burlesque was something that came to me obviously later. Um so I was mid lockdown and me and Georgie had like just moved in together, and obviously I had nothing else to do. So I was like, I'm gonna learn burlesque while I have nothing else to do. So I signed up to Soup du Jour's online burlesque classes at the time. And all I had was because she said for the class we needed gloves and a gown. And at the time, literally all I had was like a pair of marigold gloves and a dressing gown. So I was learning burlesque in my dad's living room, where I was like, we were both living there. He wasn't there. He let us move into his house over lockdown. But so yeah, in his tiny living room with a pair of marigold gloves and my dressing gown, learning burlesque, and it was the most. I mean, I think compared to now, looking at back at that's how I learned, it's like the most insane thing to think. Um, so yeah, that's my origin story, I suppose, in terms of where I started learning. And then my first burlesque gig was at Only After Dark, which is my burlesque mother. As even though Soup was my first teacher, technically, I'd say Memphis Shell is like my burlesque mum. So her show was the first show that I ever did, and I was shit terrified of getting my tits out. I was shit scared of doing anything that like I don't know felt sexy, because I just never felt like I don't know. I just never felt like that. When I was performing, I always felt like silly or, circusy or whatever. So I threw hoops into my first burlesque act, and it was like a mad scientist. Um, I don't even know what the vibe was. I think it was because it was post COVID, and I was like, masks are cool, right? Um, like It's insane. I watched it back the other day. I was like, oh God, that was awful. But it didn't make any sense. I had like test tubes and hula hoops and everything. I don't know what was going on, but and it was to Infected Girls by Electric Six, which I want to revisit at some point and like do that act again, but properly. I just have no time for act creation right now. Well, I do, but I'm already creating another act. So yeah, that was the first time, and it put me off then for ages because I don't know, like it just didn't feel quite right for me just yet. Um, and I continued on doing like the sideshow and stuff with George and whatever else in my fire, which has always felt more natural to me. And then, which is weird because it's flipped now, where I feel more comfortable doing burlesque than I would circus. Yeah, it's
It's
it's com-
interesting.
yeah, it's completely flipped. It's really bizarre. Um, but like I mean, I've struggled a lot with like in the past with eating disorders and things like that, and in the last 2-ish years, I've put weight on, and genuinely from doing burlesque, I think that genuinely has healed me in that way. And I think that's why now I feel better doing burlesque than I do circus. I think the circus thing is there's so many amazing circus performers, and so many performers that are so much more highly skilled than I am. And I don't want to train. I don't want to train. So I think the like hula hoop thing and stuff, I've got my tricks. I know the tricks that I can do. I enjoy it so much. But now that I can take my burlesque and it just feels more me, and it feels more, I can train in my own time for that. That's not something that I need to rent out an entire studio to train for. It's not something that I need to like condition consistently for. Obviously, we have to keep, fairly flexible and whatever else. Well, not necessarily, but you have to keep your body warm and safe and healthy, and but just not not as much as you have to do for like aerial or any of these crazy like circus skills. So I think it's just a combination of everything, and I just love how it makes me feel. And I just really enjoy the amount of interaction you can do with it. And I think that is the selling point for me with it, I suppose, and what kind of flipped it from circus to burlesque heavy. Yeah, and then after the break I took after getting petrified after the first time, I came back to it a couple months later and did a balloon pop because I was like, this feels like I'm hiding behind something. And that kind of gave me a prop to play with. And then eventually they just became less and less. And then over the years, like I used to swear by wearing tan fishnets, and it was a massive goal of mine to just bin the fishnets and stop wearing the fishnets for burlesque because I didn't want to become reliant on them. And the whole point of burlesque is to be celebrating all bodies. So, and then, if you want to wear fishnets yourself, absolutely go ahead. But I wanted to stop that. I wanted to just let my body be my body in what I was wearing. So eventually I've got to that point this year, which feels really scary. And I even like the tiny pants and everything. That took a long time for me to get to that point. And now that I've got to that point, I love it. And it was actually like, I don't know, like you obviously know Daria.
Yeah.
She's like one of my best friends. And she was like, yay, more tiny pants. The first time I came out in them, she's like, yeah, stop wearing fishnets, stop. Her and Leader are constantly being like, you need to stop wearing 5 pairs of fishnets. But that's such like a circus thing that I kind of got used to over the years. But yeah, so that's, I suppose, in a nutshell, my like personal burlesque origin story. Um, Nothing too traumatic, which is great.
I
No.
love that.
I am
So
yet.
much of what you said has resonated. So I've never worn fishnets because I have really heavily tattooed legs, and I feel like it breaks up
It
like the
does.
tattoos.
Yeah, because I'm the same. I have no, I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't have heavily tattooed legs, but I do have tattoos on my legs. And I was looking back at pictures, and I'm like, I paid enough money for these. I really should just have them on show.
Right.
Yeah,
That's always been my line with them. I'm like, no, I'm not fucking hiding them. I paid for them.
exactly. 100%. Yeah, 100%. I'm so glad I got to that point because I look back on the photos when I did have fishnets on. And again, I think some people really suit them, and I think it really adds to their costuming and stuff. But for me, it was just like, no, actually, taking it, that was like, actually breaking away from wearing them felt really empowering as well. It's something so small, but you do use them as a safety net a lot of the time.
Yeah, yeah. You've obviously touched on the fact that you're a very multi-skilled gal.
It's got lots of
You,
skills or weird things that I do that people pay me for.
that counts as a skill. So I think the first time I saw you perform was French, and
Yeah, probably would have been.
you were doing your sideshow stuff, which I love. I
Was
love
it?
because I love, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and is it the wine or something that goes all the way through as well?
Well, I know. Yeah, well, Coke or wine
Yeah.
or something dark along those lines. We actually used green food coloring when I was at Tilly's over Halloween, and it actually looked sick. It looked really cool because it like you could really see it going through. But yeah, something along those lines usually.
Love it. Love it. You've already kind of said like burlesque is now your favorite, and you kind of said you kind of grew up with circus skills. I don't think I knew that about you.
Yeah, so my dad's a juggler, and a unicycler and fire performer and everything. So I'm like second generation circus. Um, where it was more kind of like community circus than it was trad circus. Obviously the difference being like trad circus is like most of my circus friends are trad circus and they grew up through the circuses and living in caravans and touring with the circus. But I had more of like a normal life where I was like, still living in a house and going to school, but we just went to circus school. Um, so I grew up through the Belfast Community Circus School and Streetwise Community Circus School, and then I got to 17, 18, and went, oh my gosh, I can go and party. This is great. And then just kind of like abandoned those skills for a good couple of years. Um, and then came back to a couple of years later and realized that I never should have left it. But yeah, it's a skill that I'll never like let go. I love it so much. I wish I'd trained a bit harder when I was younger so I could have done more aerial and stuff now, but I'm too broken and too
Are. Like
lazy.
before burlesque, I did circus for like 3 years at Aerial Edge Circus School in Glasgow.
Yeah.
So I trained there, and it was hoop and static trapeze. But
Yeah.
like,
Georgie's got me a tea.
oh
Thanks.
yay!
Say hi.
Hello.
Thank you.
Um, I trained that, and it was for 3 years, and it got to that point where the only way I was going to get better is if I was like there even more than I already was, and I was like, I'm
Right.
not really prepared to do this.
It's
Like
the
it
same
got
with pole. This is why I just book pole dancers. I don't wanna dedicate 5 days of my life to a skill that I'm probably gonna suck at for a long time before I get good.
yeah, that's the thing. I loved doing like aerial, but it got to the point where it was like if you missed it for like a few weeks or whatever, it fucking hurt.
It hurts so bad. Like I went to a class last year because my friend has a studio and she's like, just come along, see how you feel, if you just want to come for funsies again. And I was like, this is not funsies. This makes me really sore. I'm sorry, but like enjoy that to yourself. I'm like, keep it
See,
away
I
from
look
me.
back, I'm like, why did I have a nice time?
I know you're like, at what point did I enjoy this? I love watching Ariel.
Yeah.
And I like to think that I could do it watching it, but I'm just past that point. Like there's a point post lockdown where I was adamant that when I decided I was going to become a full-time artist, that I was going to do aerial again. And then it got to the point where I was like, this is, unless I start training more, this is not going to surpass a certain level. And I don't want to, I have kids. I don't want to be spending 5 days a week conditioning and training. Some people do, and that's great, and that's their life. I just personally, I can't be arsed.
Because me, I feel like to get to a certain point, like to get to the point where I feel like I could actually start performing it, because I wasn't performing it, it was just something I did for fun. Like, but if I wanted to perform, I was going to have to basically live there, and I was like,
Right.
I don't want to.
Yeah, and that's great for people who do, and you can really tell the difference because they are unbelievable. I mean, the other option is like literally living on a circus because then you have the ability to train all day. I mean, like live at Tully's when we were living on site, it was great because I was able to train hoops every day, which is not something I ever do. Like unless somebody gives me a gig and I'm like, shit, I should probably practice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's great, but like I don't think it's necessarily accessible in that sense for everybody, which is why I like that we have two community circus schools here in Belfast. A lot of the classes here are funded by the lottery, which is great because it means that it goes to like, streetwise circus here is great. It's the like my dad's on works has worked for them for since I was a baby. And yeah, they do a lot of outreach programs. They work with, elderly people, people with disabilities and underprivileged children, things like that, which makes aerial more like accessible for people. But again, it's still one of those things that I think if you were to make it like a full time thing, yeah, it isn't as accessible as it, yeah, it can, yeah, it just literally isn't. There's no way you can really make something that dangerous accessible. So that's why I love burlesque because it is literally like just literally everybody can do it, and that's my favorite thing.
Anyone who's genuinely got a passion for it can actually do
Mm.
it, which is nice. We'll get round to then the thing that has obviously dominated your life and it sounds like is becoming your favorite thing, producing.
That's so much.
Um, you literally produce so much it makes my head spin. So you've got Sin City,
Hmm.
you've got you do a show raising money for
Women's
like
Age.
women's. Yes, thank you. I was like women's refuge something. I was
So
like
it's part of Fuego Fatal, which is my like
your other one.
it's my show, but it's also like uh originally it was meant to just be a show, and then people kept booking us for like tattoo conventions and like private dues and
Mhm.
and things like that to like curate shows and big spectacles for. So now it's kind of like a agency slash production thing also. I'm still trying to figure that out before I actually register it as a business because I'm like, I don't know what it is. So I have that as well. Yeah. And then obviously the festival, which
Yeah.
is big and stressful, but worth it. It's
So Belfast Festival then it's you've done it 2 years now? Three
Yeah, we
years?
just did our second year there. It was previously produced by Soup du Jour, who I had my first lessons with. Georgie was worked at the Belfast Burlesque Festival for close to 10 years, I think. Just helping out and being, a hand whenever Soup needed it and things like that. So when it came, she's obviously I don't know if you know Soup du Jour.
I
So
know the
she
name, but I don't know her.
Yeah, she as far as I'm aware, retired and moved to England. So the Belfast Burlesque School and the Belfast Burlesque Festival kind of just fizzled out. And then yeah, 2 years ago, me and George were talking and we were like, oh, we should, see if we can bring it back. And we were originally going to call the Belfast Burlesque Festival Hellfast.
Hmm.
And then it was actually Memphis said to us, she was like, no, she was like, call it the Belfast Burlesque Festival. Obviously ask Soup first, but that call it the Belfast Burlesque Festival because anybody can come along and do name it that. But like she's like, you obviously both have the most experience in Belfast to run something like that. So, well, not necessarily, there's other people as well, but like, you have the most experience in terms of that specific festival and producing. So yeah, George messaged Soup and was like, how would you feel if we took the name? And she's like, oh, let me have a think about it because obviously it's like a big thing to ask somebody, can you take the name of their thing? Um, but she came back a couple of days later and she's like, yeah, she's like, do you know what? It's not, I'm not going to run it again. There's no point in me kind of holding on to that whenever it's realistically never going to run under my name again. But she still kept her old Instagram page for the old Belfast Burlesque Festival, so she's able to keep all those old posts and stuff and go back to that. So, which is really nice for her and also for us to see. There's a bit of history there too. Um, but yeah, we were really thankful she gave us the go ahead, and then as soon as she gave us the go ahead, it was all guns a blazing. We were ready to go, and it was really really fun. So, yeah, this year was 2 days, and it was selling an event for 2 days in a row is traumatizing.
A lot, and you were like traumatizing.
Yeah. It's traumatizing because you sell the first day and then it's like, oh, the second day is a Sunday, and everyone's like, well, I've got work on Monday. And it's like, oh, fab. So that's fun. So it is. It was, but it was worth it, and we did sell the tickets in the end. But my God, it was a stress. But again, I think it's just anything that's going to be more than one day is going to be a harder to push. You know what I mean? Um, but I love it because it's the variety that we had this year as well was unbelievable. And the newcomers, what the hell is up with the newcomers these days?
Going, because see, the year I was there, the newcomers, I was like, fuck off. I was like sitting watching them and I was like, why am I even going on stage?
They're nuts. What is in the water that they're drinking? I don't know. Like it's although I have to say, me and TJ and George have talked about this in the past. TJ's my amazing stage manager. You'll remember. He does
Yes,
it a lot.
wonderful stage manager.
I literally couldn't do any of the shows I do without him. Or George.
Just in case he's
He's
at the
probably
door like
listening.
this.
Yeah, literally. What about me? But yeah, me and TJ we were actually chatting about this recently, where I think social media is a lot to do with that because everybody has access to what all these amazing, like, really well known burlesquers are doing, what they're wearing. Oh my God, cat.
Oh yeah, I have three, so I'm not surprised one of them's
um sorry, I'm like squirrel.
you know, in every call, if there's a pet, I'm like, who's that?
Who's that? He didn't tell me about them. But yeah, no, I think social media has a lot to do with that because, I mean, like, I really struggled at the beginning. That's why Memphis kind of became my burlesque mum because I was asking her, "Oh, what do I do? How do I glue this to this? How do I why? What's that? What have you got? Where did you get those? And even that was still only like 5 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So 5, 6 years ago. So it was like that's how hard it was then, and now come round in the last 4 years, everything's on social media, so it is easier for people to say, "Oh, well, this is where you buy this," or and there's some amazing tutorials as well. Bella Sin has some great tutorials on costuming. She's an absolute lifesaver.
I've learned so much from her. Like I've
Right.
been doing this for 7 years now. And I'm still constantly learning new things,
For
constantly
sure.
picking up tips. And it is a lot of it's coming from online. And I also think a lot of people during COVID started teaching online. So it gave us access to people that we could never learn from before.
100%. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And I think it's great. I mean, I think it means the next generation of burlesquers are going to be like this mad super beast of like really talented people. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's only going to make the art better, arguably. Like, I mean, I think there's some downsides to social media, absolutely, but like, I think everybody that I've seen come through the scene recently, and has been at the festival, all the newcomers have been the most polite, well behaved, lovely humans that like get their tech in on time. Their tech emails are like spotless. Everything. I don't even say my tech emails are awful still, and I produce shows. I'm like, what do you mean you need a track from me? Surely you know. But they're like everything is like they're unbelievable. Like so, I think yeah, I think it's a positive thing that they're all so good, and it's really lovely to watch. And yeah, they've all been lovely. Like this year as well, our newcomers we had like Strawberry Duval, who is just like the Ratatouille act in person was even better than it was online.
Seen this act in person. I've only seen clips of it and it looks hilarious.
It's so, so, so good. Oh my God. So good. And Spooky Bones we had as well. And then our third place was Majestic Mayhem, who was fucking hilarious. It was a great, but like our newcomers were just I just I was sat at the side of the stage the whole time going, how the hell is this a newcomers competition? Even our like professionals were in the audience and they were like, how the fuck am I doing this tomorrow? I was like, don't worry, like these are great as well, I promise. It's a separate competition. But they were so good. Like it's yeah. I think it's great.
Love it because it does, it makes you be like, right, okay, well, I better get fucking better than it.
Right, literally, it's like fuck. I really need to up my game. And then from Rita, Peach here. I think you might have met Rita last year.
Yep.
Me and her produced the burlesque brunch, another fucking thing I produced. The burlesque brunch here. That she had the idea last year to start the Belfast Burlesque School up again. And all I've took a couple classes with it. It's kind of like a joint thing, but she's mainly taking classes at the minute because I can't commit to like, weeks and weeks at a time.
Yep.
But all of her little students as well are just the sweetest little angel babies that are so willing to help. Like so many of them were like offering their help at the festival and offering to lift people and things like that. And I was like, that's how you get started in the industry properly. You know what I mean? Like not coming in acting like, really cocky or big balls or whatever. Like being really humble and nice and offering to help and looking to learn from people, and it's just really nice. Yeah, the community here is growing because we really didn't have a burlesque community for a while. Whenever Soup kind of left, it just kind of left with her, I suppose. So it took a while. It was just me, Missy and Rita and Cleo here for a while, and Cleo and Rita work in Cabaret Supper Club mostly. So they we just didn't really have many gigs up here for burlesque. So it was part of the reason for starting producing as well was to make sure that we actually had gigs for us all. It's like honestly, we
It's
need to
no work,
actually
make work.
right. And it was the same with the Fuego stuff too. I was like, I want to do alternative fire. I was sick of working for agencies that pay sweet fuck all and treat you like shit, and they expect you to be a size 6 and they don't want you to have tattoos. And I was like, fuck this shit. I want to do alternative fire. I want to be chubby and I want to have fun. I don't want to be like trying to conform to what you're doing. So again, that's another thing where I was like, I don't have these jobs here, so I'm going to make them.
Yeah, no, you're just like, yeah, fuck it, let's just do it.
And it's worked out well. Like so, yeah, like that's my motto of like, if you're not getting the work, just fucking create it yourself.
Mm.
I mean, it's hard. Maybe it's not that easy all the time, but I just was like, no,
You're like, I'm gonna do it. It's fine.
I'm going to do it.
Is Belfast also yours?
Yes. So,
I was like, I'm sure she's got another fucking festival.
so that was going to be the original name for the Belfast Burlesque Festival, obviously, and then Memphis
Mhm.
was like, no, make sure you get the Belfast Burlesque Festival name. And I was like, okay, fine. And then we had a load of, because we obviously, like a lot of our artists for Fuego and Sin City are pole dancers, and a lot of them were like, can I enter the Burlesque Festival? And I was like, well, not really, because, obviously burlesque is whatever you want it to be. But just taking off a robe on a pole isn't burlesque as much as you would like it to be. So we then decided we're right, we'll have to start we'll have to start pole competition, obviously. It's not just pole though. I feel like we might be the only, don't quote me on that because somebody could come for me, but we might I feel like we're the only competition that has that much variety. There's Hell on Heels down south here, um, which is kind of similar. But I feel like you have to be wearing heels for that competition. Whereas this competition that we do is like fire, drag, burlesque, pole, circus. I don't care, literally anything. Somebody come on
Literally,
and
you're the only competition I definitely know of that does all of that. There's shows that do all of that, but I don't know any competitions that do all of
I
that.
know, and it was so hard to write the judging sheet for because I was like, oh God. So the main idea behind it was we didn't want people being judged on tricks, which is a major thing in the pole industry,
Yeah.
or in the pole competition world. Because like there's parts of like pole competitions as well where there's like 5 categories or whatever there is, and like the first category you have to have 3 parts of your body touching the pole at one point in time all the time. And I was like, how the hell would you even figure that out? I can't even figure that out from watching a poll. I don't know. Like, do you know what I mean? So I was like, I don't want them to be judged on that. I want them to be judged on their stage presence. I want them to be judged on their costume, their storytelling, their, musicality. And that's literally the 5 points essentially that there is. Um, and I thought it was going to be really hard for the judges to choose. And then I had like 3 pole heavy judges, a burlesque judge and a drag judge. And what else did I have? Yeah, one of the polers was also an aerialist too. So I was like, is this gonna be like hard to judge for them? Or are they going to be more, are they going to choose pole because that's their thing? But they were all really fair judges, and they all found the judging sheet, as far as I'm aware from the feedback I got, quite easy to use and utilize. And yeah, I was worried because it was quite pole heavy, that would maybe, it would be like a top three of pole, and then, the drag acts and whatever else maybe wouldn't get a look in. But our winner was Zara Fire, who did like contemporary dance and burlesque ish with champagne and all the it was insane, but it was so good. She won, and then we had Hellas in, and we had Scarlett von Siren, and I was like, oh, this is great. I would have loved like pole to be up there as well, obviously, but it was really nice to see, because I was worried with us having like pole heavy judges that it would be like pole, 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 but it was great to see burlesque and drag winning. You know what I mean? It was really, really nice. And Hellas in, have you ever seen them?
Only online.
They came on in these like little thin stilettos, which I was like, how the hell are you walking in those one? Then they started doing these mad like backflips and shit. While
Oh,
the heel stayed on the whole time. It was like, when you're watching something, you're like, they have to have, they've won something here. Like they absolutely have to. And they
yeah.
came, I think they came third, and then yeah, Scarlett came second. So I was like, yeah, no, they were unbelievable. But it was really fun. So we've upgraded the venue this year to the Mandela Hall, because it was in the black box last year, which was like so tiny. It fits 180, but it was like
Height.
not a comfortable 180. It was a squeeze. So me and George this year were like, right, we'll do it in Mandela Hall. I haven't announced that yet. It's fine. They'll find out eventually.
So you have that, and that's what, May,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then you have Belfast in November.
There's a venue change for Belfast this year, so we need to figure that out. But it will be in November, the month of November. We're just not sure what date yet.
Yeah,
So yeah,
and
there
then
we wanted to make them like opposite ends of the year, so they
yeah.
weren't too close to each other.
So you've got them. So you're organising a full festival every 6 months. And
Yeah.
just just putting that out there.
For the
In
crack.
between that, you do a month at Tully's in October.
Yeah.
You do Fringe quite a lot.
Yeah. That's a stressful time.
Do you see?
Not for me so much, but for George, because he does street shows and it's like really intense. Um, I just come along for the crack. I make no money there. I just go around watching shows and
Going anywhere. I don't know how anyone makes money at the Fringe.
honestly, it's like, yeah, it's not a money making thing unless you're doing like the big shows, which how I mean, I don't know how the hell you would even get into the big shows, but yeah, no, yeah, you lose money more times than not.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, do you sleep at any point? Is that a thing that you do, or?
No, no, I do. I love my sleep, but I will wake up in the morning and the first thing, it's literally the first thing that comes into my head, and the last thing in my head at night as well. I really find it hard to switch off. Like
Yeah. And you're
I need,
creating a new act just now, so you're still finding time for yourself, so that's good.
yeah, it's that time for myself. I feel, I feel
Right,
like
right, okay, so not time for yourself, time for your like own development. It's not just
yeah.
producing all the time.
Yeah. I was like, I do. I have to say, I do enjoy it. I'm actually making like a really, really, really lovely act, which is not what I'm used to at the minute. It's to Hosier, and I'm really, really excited because it's just like totally not what I'm used to.
Yeah.
And it's this gorgeous like green act. So I've been rhinestoning constantly, and it's all like floral green, and
Oh,
like, oh, I'm very excited for it. So if fingers crossed I get it ready on time for the burlesque brunch in January here. Because I decided that me and Rita, or Rita and me decided we were going to do a show in January because we hate ourselves and each other apparently. I was like, why not?
Sure, I'm sure that won't be difficult to sell tickets to at all.
Yeah, I don't know why would it, yeah, it'll be fine. It's gonna sell. I just have give myself, well, both of us no choice, but it is gonna sell. I've just decided that. Um, but a lot of work, yeah. So it hopefully should be debuting there. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because it's a new burlesque act. I wanted to kind of home in on the ones I had first before, because at the beginning I was like, well, I'm going to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And then I realized I was like, no, hold on, slow down. So I really focused on making the red number what it is. It doesn't have a name. I just call it the red one. And
Yeah, I do the same. Like technically, I'm like that's the purple one, and that's the
that's,
blue
yeah.
one.
I actually did Darius show all the glitters there in August at the last minute because bless her, should like somebody pull out of the show and I was like, I was meant to be going to watch it. I was like, yes, I'm watching a show for once. She's like, Maya. I was like, what do you want? Red, yeah, I'll bring the red. But yeah, because it was like obviously last minute. The lovely host was like, "Can you describe your act?" I went, "It's red," and they were like, "Is that it?" I was like, "Yeah." And it made for a very funny moment on the stage. So now, anytime anybody asks me to describe the act, I just say it's red, and then it makes everybody laugh when the host says that. Like, it's red. It is red. It's very red.
It's very red. I've seen it. It's a lovely act.
It's very red. So yeah, like I wanted to take a bit of time to kind of just make that be very comfortable. Do you know when you want an act that you can just comfortably do? If somebody, for example, when Dee did have somebody, drop out of the show, she'd go, "Oh yeah, could you do this?" And I was like, "Absolutely no bother. I didn't need to rehearse for it. I knew it was there. I knew I could just." So I wanted to have that, and yeah. So then moving on to trying to make this. I've had some other ones as well here and there, but that seems to be the one everybody wants because it's very classic looking and very easy on the eyes for corporate. Um, so yeah, creating this hosier one, I'm very excited for. I can't wait to actually get into a studio and play around with it as well. Take a little bit of.
When it actually comes together, which is quite nice.
This is it. I'm excited
So
for that.
I'm excited for it. I want to see it.
Oh.
So obviously you produced everything. Um, when you sort of said that George was obviously part of Belfast before, um, did you did you have people to help and mentor you when you were starting productions? Is it something that you had a good idea of because of your like circus history? Like how, or is it just something you took to naturally producing?
So Belfast, George definitely reached out and got some advice off Soup and Memphis because Memphis had started her festival the year before, so she kind of knew what not to do and things that she felt like she needed. I like the big stage team of stage managers to help and things like that. And it was, yeah, so George had reached out and got that advice. I personally found it quite easy because of starting Sin City 2 years prior or 3 years, whatever it was. I don't know, I just took to producing like a duck to water. I love it. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I've made mistakes and I think we all have, but I feel like I learn from my mistakes and I'm willing to take feedback as well. Do you know? And I think that's the most important thing with producing is that you are willing to take feedback, constructive feedback. Um, so yeah, for the festival for me, I think on the day it's so smooth, and the only I think we really have it easy because TJ, our stage manager, is so good. And I genuinely think that takes a massive weight off things because we are able to just kind of hand him the reins and he's able to do everything. Like, the tech sheets and the music and everything is all like sorted by him in advance. And, all any acts with mess, he's got this whole system, and like it's I don't even have to think about any of that, which is great. And I think that takes a massive weight off. And I know some producers of festivals don't necessarily have that, or they do have stage team, but maybe not somebody who's so, but like also TJ used to do burlesque too, so that helps. And TJ used to obviously be a part of the Belfast Burlesque Festival in the past as well. competing and performing and things like that. So I think having somebody with that background definitely helps. So yeah, I think we're a great team. I mean, do I nearly split up with George every year over it? Absolutely. Vice versa. We just it is like one of those things when you're producing with a partner and you're like just it is very stressful. It's a high stress environment. But then on the night we're like, oh, love you. You're like, wasn't this great? Let's do it again next year.
Is it on the stage like, oh my God, I can do it without you. I love you so much.
Well, some might disagree with that. Sometimes we do have a wee bicker on stage. But like our audience come for it, apparently. They're like, we come to see mommy and daddy fight. And I'm like, oh great. That's why we don't host very much anymore.
I quite enjoyed it when you like, I think you did a little bit of joint hosting at the first Belfast that I was at, and it was fun.
It's fun and then it just gets, I don't know, it's the hosting and the producing thing at the same time. You're like your head's going. So yeah, no, it's hosts from now on.
It's a lot.
Do,
It's a lot.
Sin City's different because it's really relaxed, but you have to remember when it's a festival, especially ours, because both our nights are competition nights, people are competing. So you have to be wary that people are really nervous and people are, you know, obviously you have to be respectful of the fact that they are very nervous because they're competing and it's totally different than just being paid to perform. So yeah, I think that's why we're like, yeah, we'll just get a host from now on. I think take that stress off and then we can be there more for, all of our performers that are over because I think that's really important as well. But yeah, no, I do love it. Every year I'm like, I'm never doing this again. And then the day after I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do this next year.
Can we just clarify it's not next year, it's in 6 months? Let's just clarify that it's every 6 months you organise a fucking test.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Hellfast, you have to say Hellfast is a lot less stressful because it's a one day. Once they're chosen as well, they're like it sells a lot easier. I think it's because it's variety. I think unfortunately, I don't know why, but burlesque just doesn't burlesque only events just don't sell as well, which is really disappointing because I don't think everybody realizes that burlesque is like such a large variety within itself. Um, so yeah, Hellfast arguably is a lot easier to sell and kind of do. The burlesque festival takes a lot of patience and money and time, but we're still gonna keep doing it. Like I complain about it every year. And all my other friends that produce festivals too are like, I'm never doing this again. And then this day after, like, oh, this was so nice, wasn't it?
Like birthing a child, is it not? You have a child,
Yeah,
you're like, no, again, and then you're like, oh, but this thing's quite nice.
right. It's exactly the same. I have an 8-year-old, and every time I see a little baby, and I'm like, "Oh, George, come on!" He's like, "Ma, no." He's like, "Absolutely not." I need to start doing that to me with shows. No more, no more shows.
Sure. So you've done a lot. You've been everywhere. We've talked about it. But if you had to pick like your top three career highlights, what would they be?
Oh, oh gosh, my brain's now just kind of went to mush.
Everyone absolutely blanks at this question. It's hilarious.
Glastonbury definitely because it's just like obviously, um, it was just unbelievable. Um, yeah, it was bizarre and unbelievable and amazing. Oh yeah, no, I was just in New York. I just hosted the New York Tattoo Convention with George and performed the. How did I forget that? That was literally not even a month ago. That yeah, no, that's been the biggest career highlight so far. Yeah,
That's amazing.
that was very
I must
fun.
have missed that online. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. Fun times. And Mandami got voted in while we were over, which was great. So I'm just claiming Mandami to be my mayor from now on because I
Yeah,
was
I
there
mean,
when he got elected.
I feel like the whole world claimed that man as mayor.
I love him. But yeah, no, it was unbelievable. I just love that you can get a sandwich at literally any time of the day in New York. That is my favorite thing ever. It's wild.
I do quite like New York. It's been a while since I've been. I do quite like New York. I want to go back. I want to perform. in New York because it's a
It's
vibe.
great. The like we went to the Slipper Rooms and Skeleton
I've been there.
Symphony. It was so good. It was Lydia Vengeance. So she was singing at Skeleton Symphony, I'm assuming is her night. And I mean, I had so many margaritas. It was the best time ever. I mean, like I just kept saying to George at the bar because we don't have a tipping culture here. So
Yeah,
I was like, George, go and get money out. And then I was like waiting for him to come back and bring me loads of dollars. It was great. I loved it. I was like, I want to bring tipping back here. And like, this is great. The only thing is we don't have like if you were throwing £5 notes at it, somebody you'd have no money left by
no,
the end of the night. Do you
no.
know what I mean?
I do love that. I also, have you ever performed when they're throwing tipping, like when they're throwing money at you? Because it's the best feeling in the world.
I feel like I'd be that one person that would slip on a note.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I've never been so aware of like my what the fuck is happening on the stage because there's money.
Yeah, literally. I also think I really hope I would never get somebody like me tipping me because I was just at the front going, Yay! Yay! And George is at the back, like, oh my God, I'm leaving. So she can't. Oh.
You're just having the best time ever, Liz.
It was his money as well. It was like, I love how you're not touching your card. I was like,
So
you give me money, I throw it at them.
yeah, that sounds perfectly reasonable.
I agree.
That's amazing. Like, congratulations on doing that at Tattoo Festival. That's insane.
That was very fun. That was very fun. So back again next year, which is really funsies. So
Well done.
yeah, I know, right? Very exciting. Um I just can't wait to go back to the Slipper Rooms. I'm gonna spend every night there.
Yeah, yeah,
And just
yeah.
I'm just gonna go every single night. It was great. We met some really lovely burlesquers at the gig. Can I remember their names right now? No. But they were lovely and they were really nice. But we met so many of them. They're like, yeah, it was really, really nice time. So yeah, that's another career highlight. And then another one after that is Copenhagen. Um with Cecilia Gasela. Do you know her, the sword swallower? So she is the reason me and George had our first date. She no, well, we'd been talking anyway, but she gave George free tickets to the Party Like Gatsby event because she was working at it in Dublin. And George was like, do you like electro swing? And I at the time was like, not really. I do now. But at the time I was like, no, why? Or no, I did. I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, there's this like 1920s event if you want to come to that. My friends just give me tickets. I was like, okay. So it's like the best first date ever because of her. But she's a sword swallower in Copenhagen and she has a show there. Oh, is it the Miserlou show? I think I'm probably saying that wrong. But it was in this like in Christiania. Have you ever heard of there? Oh,
Yes.
so good. So it's like this whole different like it's insane. But like we were in this like old building that used to be like an army building, but it was like kind of converted into like a theater. But it was all like I can't just I can't I every time I try and describe it to somebody, it sounds I'm not doing it justice. It was the most insane, like beautiful venue I've ever performed in. And it was like not beautiful as in like, it wasn't like the architecture was like anything, spectacular, but it was like just the setting of it felt like this like old vaudeville, proper, like authentic, like speakeasy underground. It was so, so good. Um, yeah, and it was just insane. And then there was, I think one of the ladies from the building that it was in used to dress Cher as well. So we met all these like really cool people. I was like, this is insane. Like it was, yeah, it was. Do you know one of those gigs? It actually feels like a dream now that I'm like thinking I can't even actually. It's so hard to describe, but that would be definitely another career highlight. I think definitely for both of us. So yeah, it was insane. So I think those three, yeah, all different countries. Like
You still have traveled,
I'm sick of it. I hate flying. I get so nervous. I hate it. I shit myself every time.
but we do it for the art.
But I keep doing it. For some reason, my dad was like, if you don't like it, why do you keep flying everywhere? I'm like, I don't know. I like it when I'm there. I just don't like flying anywhere. Um, it got bad. We used to tour Austria with the double act, and I mean, Georgie did it this year. I just didn't, but I think we were back and forth weeks at a time because it was a tour. And I think one day the plane, nobody believes me when I say this, but I swear to God, the pilot turned the engine off in midair. No, and nobody believes me, but the plane dropped, and I was like, that is it. I am officially petrified of planes now. George is like,
I don't
don't.
blame you. I would especially be like, no, I'm never doing this ever again.
Right. And everybody on the plane was laughing. They're like, oh, he stalled. And I'm like, I don't, why are you all so like happy about this? It's like, I feel like I'm going to die. It was
Okay,
awful.
so
So
maybe not traveling so much. Oh, well, you're going to New York, so you're gonna have to.
I'm going to have to. I don't really have a choice at this point. I just have to travel. But yeah, I've discovered that if I drink wine, it helps.
I mean, yeah, that work.
Yeah. Because then I can just sleep. It's great.
That'll help. So you do a lot. You obviously set your mind to things and you get it. So what goals do you have? Do you have any specific goals for the future for yourself?
Yeah, I actually do. I recently started because I have clearly nothing else to do apparently. I just recently started an agency as well here because yeah, it's mainly because I was sick of seeing other agencies taking the piss out of people, and I was like, I don't want to be unethical. I want an ethical agency. We've got some lovely agencies here too, but I think we've probably the most variety. Fuego Entertainment is what I've called it because I was like too lazy to think of another name. Um,
I think that's
so
fair. You thought of a lot, to be
I was
fair.
like, I give up. I have no more names left in my brain. But yeah, we've got quite a large variety, and like the whole ethos is fair pay for artists, and I feel like that should be a bare minimum, but apparently not. So so yeah, I that's a goal this year. The goal for that is to just I mainly just want to get my friends jobs essentially, but also I want to give opportunities to new performers and things like that too, which we do a lot. We do a lot of newcomer shows and stuff as well. Paid newcomer shows where they get paid properly, but they also get like full edited act videos from my lovely friend Katie, who's fantastic. She did your video for the festival as well. You probably would have met her last year. She's brilliant. And then my friend Sarah as well. She's another amazing photographer. So like if they come and do our newcomer show, they get paid a fair wage, and they also get, fully edited videos and photos that they can use. So that's a big thing for us here. I really want to like nurture the newcomers, and because if there isn't newcomers, there's no scene here. Do you know what I mean? We can't gatekeep it because, well, one, that's icky, and two, also, what are you going to do when you can't perform anymore? There will be no scene. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's a big thing with the entertainment agency too. I just want to make spaces for people and make jobs for people and pay them fairly because I'm just sick of seeing people being treated like crap, honestly, like especially within the agency world. I think it's a joke the way some agencies get on, and I just really really want to change that, and I want to be somebody who you can pay people fairly and nurture them and help them with what they need and advise them in terms of getting. I think everybody should join equity, and I must be making them so much money here because I'm like, join equity, join equity, join equity. But I think it's really important, and I keep telling all the new performers, I'm like, as soon as you can get signed up for equity, do, because it is genuinely, I think it's one of the most important things to be a part of in the performing arts world. They've helped me with a lot of stuff. And yeah, so that's a goal, is spread positive information, spread correct information to newcomers as well, and help them, and yeah, nourish the agency till it becomes something. The goal isn't to make money. The goal is never to make money for me. The goal is to make other people happy and safe and make sure they're well paid. If I can get a 20% commission every now and again, great. But I don't want to put people out and exploit them for financial gain because I think that's really poopy.
Yeah. You're actually building community and sustainability.
Well, this is the idea, this is the whole thing. Like, and it's the same with me and Rita. That's like her running the school and doing the showcases and things like that as well is, great to see everybody coming together, and the difference in styles that everybody has already is fantastic. Um, and yeah, that's the goal. I want there to be loads of burlesque. I want there to be loads of just, yeah. The idea is just to make Belfast a hub for burlesque as well, because for the longest time it was just three of us, four of us, just kind of bopping about, doing the odd job here and there. Um, but yeah, that's the goal. And I think we've done pretty well so far. But essentially the goal is to continue what we're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Go 10 to 10.
I love it. It's great. And I get that, like, I get the same feeling I get looking at my daughter achieve something whenever I see all my little, like, they're not my babies. I don't want to say that because I don't feel I haven't taught them, and I haven't, like, done, I'm also, like, I haven't got enough experience myself to have babies in this kind of industry. But, like, I do like having all the newcomers around, and I feel proud watching them grow and develop their acts and things. And yeah, it's really nice. I love it.
Well, where can our lovely watchers and listeners follow your 40 million endeavors?
Oh God. There's at Sin City Sideshow, which is the double act page. There's at Maiya Moo, which is my solo page. There's at Sin City Cabaret, which is the cabaret. There's at the Belfast Burlesque Festival. There's at Hellfast. There's at Belfast Burley Brunch. There's, what else is there? At
Fuego?
Fuego Entertainment.ni. At Fuego Fatal. There's something else. Is there something else? What else do I
Um,
what else do I do?
it's you. I think that is you.
God, that's so bad. There's like two hands.
It's amazing. You're expanding the scene well, two-handedly.
Two-handedly for some of it, but like for some of it, yeah, it's definitely like the Fuego is all me. Although in all fairness, George is unpaid work a lot of the time for that. That's the only person I don't pay. George, bless him. No,
Unpaid male labor. We love it.
yay. No, I mean, I jokingly call myself a certified man hater around him all the time, and he's it's so bad. But yeah, no, up bless him, he does eat, like, even when it's not technically his show, he'll come and he'll do like all the bits I need him to do. Will he complain about it when he's doing it? Probably. Will he go, well, he's getting paid and I'm not? Yeah, but I'd do the same for him if he did a show without me.
There you go.
See?
Well, thank you so much for joining me and
Thank
for
you for
chatting
having
about
me.
all of the things that you do. It's been lovely to catch up with you.
Yeah, you too.
Um, and hopefully I will see you at some point.
Soon.
Yeah, maybe.
Fingers
I don't
crossed. That would be
know.
nice. That'd be lovely.
No, but thank you so much for joining me, lovely.
Yay. Mwah, thank you.
Thank you.